2016.
And yes, what a beautiful Friday evening it is today at Taj Palace in New Delhi. We're also streaming live on Periscope, YouTube and Facebook Live. You too can join us by tweeting at EY_India on Twitter and catching the action live. And don't forget to use hashtag EOY India 2016.
Absolutely. And this year is the 18th year of the Indian chapter of the EY Entrepreneur of the Year Awards 2016. And it is all happening right here. And today amongst us we have the most eminent and celebrated business minds, industry leaders, and of course the best the country has to offer.
I completely agree with you, Danny.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have 16 finalists from the Indian business landscape, and they are in the limelight. And for a few of them, the evening will only get better and better, because today here we are going to honor entrepreneurial excellence in India.
Absolutely, and as I said, it's all happening right here. And as the evening progresses, we shall get you all the action absolutely live.
And before the show hits the road, ladies and gentlemen, let's watch a film of the 16 finalists of EY's Entrepreneur of the Year Awards 2016.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Danny, and this right here is Nita.
Hello.
And much more. Through a variety of author-backed roles, he's given us several memorable roles in the movies.
We had no place to stay, so I was not able to really get enough money for feeding my family.
We used to convert paper into stationery books. It was just nominal capital of 25,000 rupees. I used to go and see projects of other developers.
So issues like
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We can settle down. I just want to say that, when I go home at night, even my wife gives me a warmer welcome. Thank you very much. That's nice. Good energy in the room. Hello, everyone. How are you? Come. Let's make some noise. We got lots to cheer about tonight. Come on, Delhi. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the EY Entrepreneur of the Year Awards 2016. My name, if you missed it on the voiceover, is Bamani Rani, and I'm extremely delighted to be here as the EY Entrepreneur of the Year makes a comeback to the capital, right here in the corridors of power in New Delhi. So this is for all of you. Come on. Friends, tonight is also a very personal milestone for me, as this is my third year in a row as Master of Ceremonies for this annual celebration of entrepreneurial excellence. A hat trick finally. Well, it looks like Delhi has really put its best foot forward. Very good looking people. And we have a lovely mix of the best in India. So from inspiring entrepreneurs to business icons to influential government leaders and our friends, of course, from the media. There's representation from across industries, and I mean, the collective IQ here in this room could probably result in mankind setting foot on the Mars, or maybe even restoring the polar ice cap. So there's a lot of, not on stage, off stage. Well, we planned a great evening for you, and I can't begin to tell you how proud and honored I am to be chosen to reflect on the successful businesses, and even more so, to share the stories of the 2016 finalists and winners who will join the ranks of Entrepreneur of the Year greats from the past. And it's been a great history in the past. As the evening progresses, we shall find out what makes these people so singular, what makes them tick. And having met many an entrepreneur myself over the years, I believe it's more than just great business sense, more than just a bright idea or a stroke of good luck or fortune. It's about those individuals who know little or no fear, or rather, even if they do fear, they never let it show. It's about sharp focus and absolute single-mindedness. It's about being a visionary through and through. So tonight, we shall scratch more than just the surface. And if we get into the minds of these geniuses, these champions, then maybe, just maybe, one would have possibly cracked the code. So don't look at me, I am incapable of cracking the code. Friends, tonight we celebrate nothing less than the gold standard of entrepreneurial excellence, and I can't wait to get started. The EOY India program is in its 18th year, and that deserves a round of applause. 18 years, ladies and gentlemen. And in these 18 years, EY has celebrated the outstanding entrepreneurial achievements of exceptional leaders and shared their inspiring stories with the world. The award has, over the years, honored close to 150 exemplary men and women. Friends, these are these men and women of the past who have, in some manner and spirit, paved the way for tonight's finalists. It's time for the first of many special moments this evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure to introduce to you your host, the chairman of EY India. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Mr. Rajiv Ramani.
Very warm welcome to all of you. I know there's some people, a lot of my friends who are standing there. I would just request, please come in. I'm feeling very embarrassed. Please do come in. So before I start, I would first like to have a very, very warm welcome for Ms. Nirmala Sitharaman, our Honorable Minister. Piyush Goyal will be joining us shortly. Distinguished members of the jury, our 2016 award finalists, the exceptional entrepreneurs in our midst, ladies and gentlemen. It is my privilege to welcome you to the 18th EOY India Awards. Your presence here is a great encouragement for the spirit of entrepreneurship. Today, like any other industry award programs, this award program has also become very hard to differentiate in this space. For several decades now, we at EY have been celebrating entrepreneurship with vigorous energy and passion. Entrepreneurs drive the country's economic growth, and enabling their success resonates with our purpose of building a better working world. These awards are therefore celebrated by us worldwide, in 60 countries, in 150 cities, making EOY unique. And it is the only global business awards, and this is what EY really, really cherishes. Today, around the world, we are witnessing a triangle of change. On the one hand, we have massive geopolitical shifts in both developing and developed markets, and they are beginning to unleash a very, very fundamental change. On the other hand, we have disruptions created by technology, such as artificial intelligence, robotics, and other unique innovations happening across the world that are changing and disrupting existing business models. On the third axis is the acute challenge of job creation, which societies are facing around the world. These forces are coming together to accelerate the intensity and pace of change for businesses not only in India but the world over. Yet entrepreneurs are navigating through this change with fortitude, resilience, and most importantly, optimism. Ladies and gentlemen, the award finalists who we are honoring this evening have taken forward their unique ideas of unwavering determination in the face of adversity. The stories that you will hear, will capture that sentiment. And also, given the environment that we have in the world around, I must state these facts that our finalists today, if I look at all our finalists today, they have cumulatively created more than 5 lakh jobs. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give them a big hand for their outstanding achievements. You will be watching their inspirational stories, their fruits of long labor of love and perseverance shortly. Our guests of honor this evening are two of India's most dynamic and energetic leaders. Ms. Nirmala Sitharaman, who's already here, sorry ma'am, and Mr. Piyush Goyal, our Honorable Minister, who will be joining us shortly. Their passion and commitment to help India to achieve its fullest potential is unparalleled. This is their first time as ministers, but with their hard work and focus on driving transformative change by thinking big, they've made a tremendous impact in a very, very short period of time. I would also like to believe that both of our guests of honors have a close affinity with our trade. Mr. Piyush Goyal is a chartered accountant, always been a rank holder throughout his life, and in the CA finals I know he came second. And Ms. Sitharaman, who is an accomplished, well-known scholar, has also worked in a very large consulting organization. They will both be addressing us this evening. Friends, you will agree that selecting the finest is not an easy task. I want to thank our jury members, Dilip Shanghvi, Subodh Bhargav, Sanjeev Bikhchandani, Kalpana Morparia, Rishad Premji, Renuka Ramnath, Naina Lal Kidwai, Villayan, and Uday Kotak. Some of them, of the jury members, are here today, and my sincere thanks for being present here. I wish you a great evening as we celebrate ideas, innovation, and inspiration. Sit back, relax, and enjoy these fine, fantastic entrepreneurial stories. And just after this, we will play a very short film which captures some of the comments our jury members had to make. Thank you very much.
Many companies have done extremely well by disrupting with a new business model. Also, companies have disrupted their own earlier business models. So interesting success stories.
India is producing great companies competing with the global best.
India is a country of entrepreneurs. It is a very, very strong, inspirational thing for an Indian to succeed as an entrepreneur.
And we're going to see more and more of entrepreneurs, more and more of disruptors coming into the system.
And the fact that we have entrepreneurs who are anchored in India, may in fact have their factories in India, but are global in terms of the way they compete and are able to win business. This is a fabulous and new trend that we will continue to see beyond the IT space.
And people always talk about the disruption that's taking place within the fintech sector and how that's going to threaten traditional banking. But when you look at some of the banking players today and the disruption that they themselves are doing in their own model, even if it means cannibalizing, their traditional customer base. I think
in a country like India, we need entrepreneurs to drive the growth. For that, I think EY is doing a great job in recognizing and publicizing about this entrepreneurship of Indian industrialists.
The award recognizes not only just the financial performance, but also the CSR or community or other elements which can impact the community at large.
They've chosen a number of categories, so it recognizes people from across the spectrum, and also different stages in their lives, and also people who have achieved something which is different.
This is something which you felt would be a great recognition to get for your achievements, and therefore you perhaps try to achieve more.
A very thorough process that the ENY team put through to prepare the jury members makes it very distinctive. So it's not an ad hoc award, it's a very well researched, well deliberated award.
In many categories it was kind of a challenge to identify the winner.
I think this year was more challenging than last year.
This year's set of nominees were very, very compelling. Certainly in each category there were more than one person who deserved to be awarded.
The fact that we've all deliberated so much on the shortlist that was presented to us, that shows the richness of the candidates that we had to discuss.
And I have to say that it's been a terrific discussion, debate, a lot of open dialogue, a lot of candid dialogue.
And I'm also very pleased with the outcome. It's a wonderful list and truly explains and defines the India of today and tomorrow.
Thank you, Rajiv, for that warm welcome. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome on stage our guest of honor for the evening, the Honorable Minister of State with independent charge for Commerce and Industry, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, to share a few words with us.
Good evening. Thank you. Thank you very much for having me here. I surely appreciate that this is a very prestigious award, and running for now 18 years, did you say? And if it is an award which is going to spread across and people gradually gradiate to achieving global successes, it certainly is an award worth talking about. And certainly the crowd which is gathered today, in the sense of the jury, the participants, the winners and the invited guests, it is something about which India's got to be proud. I think with the coming of this government led by Prime Minister Shri Modi, one thing is for sure: the mindset and the attitude that this government holds for entrepreneurs, small, medium, big, is that they are the engines of the Indian economy. They are the ones who propel the growth. They are the ones who are going to give options for livelihood. They are the ones who are going to generate the kind of revenue which every government would want to, see as part of a vibrant economy. And certainly, not to suggest that this has been all-pervasive, but the thought that entrepreneurship, big businesses, medium businesses, are out there only to make profit, and therefore you looked at them with a certain sense of suspicion, is now completely gone. And I think that should have been the case always, because India has been a country where entrepreneurship never died out. Even during our glorious socialist eras, I think we were very clearly running our own, doing our own and achieving our own. Only, of course, the political milieu was not encouraging enough to recognize and reward it. But I suppose today we are very clear that it is, without them, it is not possible for us to generate the vibrancy in the economy. And the government makes it clearly possible for them to do business, do their investment, do their activity with far more ease. And I'm just not talking from the context of ease of doing business. The approach that this government believes in itself is to make sure that investors, business people, leaders of business feel at home and are able to expand and get deeper into their activities. So for a government which is setting that agenda forward, an evening like this, where business leaders are here, their achievements are being spoken about, they are being rewarded for their excellence, is just what we want to be associated with, because we can learn, we can share the ideas, and also being with you, be ready to receive the thoughts that you have about what better can be done by the government. So I'm quite happy to be here, mix around with you to get some ideas, and also to hear where you want the government to move forward for the future. Not taking more time, I also see Piyush has just come in. I'm sure he has a lot to share with you too. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I'm sure to enjoy the evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman. And let's have a warmer round of applause. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for taking time out in your busy schedule in order to accommodate us this evening, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, before we move on, I have a very important announcement. We would also like to thank Standard Chartered Bank for sponsoring these awards and sharing in our commitment to entrepreneurship. Come on, let's hear it. Standard Chartered Bank is India's largest international bank with 100 branches in 43 cities, operating in India since 1858, just a little before I was born. So a round of applause for them too. Come on. Moving on. Our finalists represent a wide cross-section of industries, from the brick and mortar to new age businesses. We've seen enough and more fictional heroes on screen, and now it's time to dim the lights and take a look at some real life heroes who are with us today. So, ladies and gentlemen, sit back, enjoy your next course, but more importantly, enjoy this wonderful AV. Let's have the AV, please.
Ram Gopal Agarwal sat for a year at his family's textile shop, but yearned to do something different.
At that time we were having food crisis in the country. So I entered the trading of fertilizers and pesticides. It was just nominal capital of 25,000 rupees. I took a shop on rent, working as distributor for other companies.
Life took a turn for Ram Gopal Agarwal when one of the molecules he was distributing was in short supply.
He went to the company who was manufacturing that molecule and he waited for 4 hours. In spite of that, that MD has not met Mr. Agarwal. He said that I will put my own unit.
At that time, licensing for new industries were not there. So I was looking for a sick industry. Luckily, I got a sick unit which we acquired.
And in 1985, we started the listed company Dhanuka Pesticides Limited.
Then, in 1992, Dhanuka Agritech took a giant leap.
One of the employees introduced me to DuPont Agrochemicals head in India, and they were looking for an Indian company. So we established the plant as per their expectation. The product was accepted by the farmers as a hot cake. Next milestone was collaboration with Japanese company. Their expectation was 1,000 tons, but we did 1,500 tons. And today we are marketing more than 90 pesticides.
With 4 manufacturing sites, 30 branches, 8,800 distributors, and over 80,000 retailers, Dhanuka Agritech has a turnover of 828 crore rupees.
We are working by increasing the food production. We did a first project in the country in Hoshangabad district, and I'm proud to say that district got increase in the yield by 30 to 40%.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ram Gopal Agarwal. Armed with an MBA at the age of 21, Vishwaveer Ahuja was picked up by the Bank of America.
I was with Bank of America for almost 28 years. Eventually became CEO of the bank but then there was desire to make a contribution to the nation. Banking was obviously the area of my expertise, so I felt that one could build an institution in the financial services industry.
RBL Bank presented Vishwaveer Ahuja the opportunity to build an institution by effecting a 360-degree transformation.
The bank happened to be reasonably small in size, under-resourced and under-capacitized institution. The first barrier is to change the mindset. This requires not one but multiple points of contact with people. For the first 6 months, I was spending more than 50% of my time physically living in Kolhapur, which was the headquarters of this institution. The first turning point was when all the unions jointly said that we like this management. And then as we built the cadre, then we could build a true organization. So we put in place a 5-year roadmap, we called it Vision 2015. The whole idea is to catalyze growth, taking banking businesses to the doorstep of the underserved segments of society. And we were able to, in fact, more than double our business in the first year.
I've known Vish for 10 years. He can be extremely strategic and then very tenacious in following through and achieving his goals.
Today, RBL Bank is one of India's fastest growing banks, active in over 16 states and union territories, and servicing 1.9 million customers. But Vishwaveer Ahuja doesn't define his goals with numbers.
From the time I first became a senior leader and sat on a big chair, my father said that you occupy this chair not to strengthen your own position in life. You occupy this chair because you must do good for people. And this chair gives you the opportunity to do more for people.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Vishwaveer Ahuja. After passing out of IIT Mumbai, H.M. Bangar came home to join the family business of textiles and cement. But a lot of challenges lay ahead.
The family separation took place. We got Shree Cement. Finances were so bad that we thought of selling out the unit. I had negotiated with European party. In fact, we opened the champagne in the night. I went to the room. It is the sixth sense. I thought that the bottom side is very limited. For 1 year, even if I lose money, value destroyed of the company will be only limited. I decided not to sell the unit.
Shree Cement continued to face major losses. But this did not discourage H.M. Bangar from making his next bold move.
There was no chance of any profit. At that time, Reliance, they had come with a proposal to dispose of their waste material, that was petroleum coke. Petroleum coke used in India was unknown. The pet coke prices were about 40% cheaper than the coal price. So in spite of all opposition, I said let us use pet coke. So we had the advantage of 40% cheaper pet coke at least for 5 years. So that was the first break we had got.
Never one to rest on his laurels, H.M. Bangar, with grit and determination, set Shree Cement on its growth path.
We started de-risking ourselves. We have the same setup. 8 kilns are of the same size. So any success anywhere can be multiplied 8 times, 10 times, 5 times. And at that time, roughly 2 million ton cement. Now we are selling 20 million ton cement. So this was a success which nobody dreamt of.
My father's biggest strength would be to take everybody along together.
Today, Shree Cement has a market cap of over 50,000 crore rupees and is the only company in the world to have 8 kilns in a single location. But H.M. Bangar's focus remains the same.
It is wrong to assume that business is risk-taking. Real business is de-risking the whole operation.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. H.M. Bangar. Born in Madurai into the 4th generation of the TVS family, R. Dinesh knew from a young age that he would have to work his way up.
When I was in 7th or 8th standard, my mother said just because you're from TVS doesn't mean that you should go and work in TVS. You have to choose a career first. So joined engineering for less than a month and then took up my chartered accountancy. So I never went to college. just finish my cost accounting and then join the company.
But soon he realized that he did not want to just live on the TVS brand.
My uncle Suresh Krishna, who said, if in 1962 the group had not ventured into manufacturing, I would have been sitting in Madurai managing a dealership. So we have to take risk at some point of time. So first thing we spoke about was actually doing logistics business. And at that time the definition of logistics was basically saying that TVS and Sons needed a lot of warehousing. What I didn't anticipate was that we are not actually going to get business from group companies, including TVS and Sons. So we started looking for outside customers.
They started winning contracts, and soon he had to make a decision about the future of the business.
So I went to TVS and Sons board with what I may call a whole set of proposals, and the board felt that maybe we should spin off TVS Logistics into a separate entity. So the path which we chose was that we will go for an acquisition-led initially to get the capabilities. So we went ahead and did the first large acquisition for us in UK. The markets had collapsed, but we still went ahead and did the acquisition. And then did a series of acquisitions much larger in size, which I think kind of converted our business into a visible multinational.
For many people in tier 2 cities, he has become a role model of what one can become.
Having acquired 14 companies in the last 5 years, today TVS Logistics serves customers in over 50 countries with a turnover of 4,300 crore rupees.
We tailor the knowledge in such a way that the customer requirements are met. Because genuine partnerships succeed only when there is 100% alignment that both stand to benefit.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. R. Dinesh. When Abbey Ferrodia joined his family's automobile business, the going was not exactly easy.
For me, it was an ordeal by fire. After a 20-year partnership with the Bajaj family, there was an unpleasant split. So I was placed in charge of the foundry of Jai Hind Industries. We built a strong tool room, we created new customers, we virtually changed 100% of our business in 3 years' time. That was not easy to do, and there was a lot of learning in it. That is a value I have carried through my life.
Moving to what would become Force Motors, Abbey Ferrodia soon began to play a pioneering role in the Indian light commercial vehicle industry.
We had industrialized the Traveller. The product profile of our company has always been oriented to serve mass transport. If you want to survive in that world and still remain an independent company, you have to be self-sufficient. We developed the Tempo Trax. The Tempo Trax was a vehicle which was built like a Jeep. And this was 100% indigenously designed, developed and built.
With grit and determination, Abbey Ferrodia steadily built Force Motors into a force to be reckoned with.
So there are over 10 factories and a total of 10,000 people. For 25 years, we have been building engines for Mercedes-Benz's requirement in India. Both Daimler and BMW have decided to buy engines from us.
He understands the technical side of the business and the commercial side of the business extremely well. There are very few entrepreneurs in our country who have that capability.
Today, Force Motors has grown to become the largest player in the light commercial vehicle industry, with a market capitalization of 4,940 crore rupees, and has sold approximately 26,000 vehicles in the financial year of 2016. And key to this success is one simple principle.
One of the guiding principles of my life has been, don't care for what the stock market says about your price. You should look at the assets you are creating.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Abbey Ferrodia. Armed with a degree in economics, Ajit Isaac stumbled into the field of HR in a rather unusual way.
I actually woke up late to go for my MBA entrance examination. I missed the test. The only place where I could easily get an admission to was a human resources post-graduation, and I went for that. I had spent about 10 years in corporate life, and then it was the year 1999 when I had the entrepreneurial bug.
Recognizing an opportunity with Indian temporary staffing, Ajit Isaac then founded People One Consulting.
We had about 5 of us working there. We built that progressively, which I eventually sold. In 2009, I had an opportunity to reinvest into an entity that was promising to be a business services company called IKEA Human Capital Solutions. It then looked like a very tough deal. The world had just come out of the global financial crisis, so issues like training, marketing, and communication were always under the knife. And quite contrarily, it seemed to be the right thing to do, to invest in some of them.
With a strong desire to bring change, Ajit Isaac soon changed the face of the company.
We first changed our name to becoming Quest, and we broad-based the outlook of the company from being a human resource company to becoming a business service provider. So we take responsibility for outcomes and not just provide the people at a headcount level.
Everything that he drew up on the board at that time has been really achieved without any deviation to it.
So Quest today is India's largest business services provider, operating under 4 verticals: human resources, facilities management, industrial asset management, and technology. We've proven the fact that we can actually build a scale-oriented business services company out of India.
Today, Quest is India's largest business service provider, with a market capitalization of approximately 8,300 crore rupees. And Ajit Isaac believes that the key to this success is his people.
The fact that we've been able to build a team for $1 billion company, keep them all together, work cohesively together, that's really helped to building the scale and the success that we've had at Quest.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ajit Isaac. Raised in the small town of Trichy in Tamil Nadu, Girish Mathrubootham was moving back to India from America when the seed of an idea was planted in his mind.
When my stuff arrived, my TV was broken. When I took on the company on an online forum, the company realized that the brand was getting impacted. And the next day, the president of the company came and apologized, and money was in my bank. This set me thinking that something is changing in the world of customer support.
But at 36, with an upcoming mortgage, he had no real intention of changing the world of customer support until he read a comment on a blog post.
One of our competitors, called Zendesk, increased the prices on their existing customers by up to 65 to 300%. And there was a comment on that post which actually said someone can come and build the right product with the right features and take all of Zendesk customers away. That comment was like a punch on my face. So we thought it's a time to build a fresh help desk, focusing on not just the traditional channels, but also the newer channels like social channels. And that's how we actually named the company also Freshdesk.
Almost accidentally, a competition for startups resulted in some unusual attention for Freshdesk.
I actually captured the story on how a simple comment made me quit my job and start Freshdesk. Now this post went really viral, and we had like 30,000 visitors and 300 people who wanted to try the product. So our first customer was a university in Australia. So they signed up for the product, tried it for 2.5 hours, and then put their credit card and purchased the product. So they didn't even talk to us. So we were global from day one.
Today, Freshdesk has more than 100,000 customers across 150 countries with more than 925 employees and has raised 998 crore rupees in funding.
He knew what makes his product win and how to position his product in the market and continue to scale and surprise everybody in terms of how they are executing.
See, our aim is to create beautiful software, and my definition of beautiful is it's affordable, it's fully functional, and it's got a great UI UX.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Girish Mathrubootham. Ravi Modi began his journey as an entrepreneur at the tender age of 13, when he would sit in his father's clothes store in Kolkata.
So I used to go to the store in the evenings. I saw that monotonous, every customer would offer 10% discount. So I couldn't relate with that. As a kid only I challenged them that let me deal that customer. I sold him around 4 garments, 3,000 rupee billing. That time it was quite big. And I was enjoying this much more than anything else.
Seeing an opportunity in wholesale, Ravi Modi decided to take a bold step.
I told my father, let me do it on my own, and I took 10,000 rupees from my mom, and then I started Mannevar. So then the challenge was capital. So there was a retailer in Kolkata. I realized that if I could supply 20% of the production to him on cash, That would take care of my factory expense. We started with UP, Bihar, MP, Odisha. So my dad called me and said, you are dealing in the bottom 4 states. I told my dad that I'm able to do well in the worst 4 states in the country. It shows me that the rest of the journey should be much smoother.
Soon, Manyavar was on its growth path, but Ravi Modi wanted more.
So we learned that without reaching the consumer, we will not be able to achieve the height that we were looking for. So that is how we started the EBO concept. We started with kurta pajama, we introduced Sherwani. 2002, we introduced Genesis in our company. When I met the guy, he told me that without a turnover of 10 crores, this software is not feasible for you. Then I told him, but it will be 10 crores in 2 years' time. Today we have some of the largest EBOs across any brand in the country.
We are just growing because of the pattern of his analysis, his structures which he has designed around.
Today, Manyavar has over 400 retail stores, including 60 flagship and 13 international stores across 5 countries. It offers exceptional customer services, including made-to-measure and single-order deliveries within 7 days. But Ravi Modi has much bigger plans for the future.
I want Indian wear to be a part of the globe. And I want to own the happiness and celebration zone.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ravi Modi. At a very young age, Vikas Oberoi learned the value of integrity and reputation from his father.
My father used to be an investor until a chance meeting with the senior maker who happened to tell him that, why don't you become a developer? My father took him very seriously. He put everything on the block. One fine day when I come back from school, I literally see all the furniture in the house missing. My father had actually sold the house we were living in. For my father, it was like, if I don't pay people on the day that I'm supposed to, we lose our reputation, we lose our word.
By the time Vikas Oberoi was in college, he started assisting his father. And the more he learnt about the business, the bigger his dreams became.
I used to go and see projects of other developers, and we had very small land parcels. When we got an opportunity to buy this land parcel at Goregaon, I went to my father and told him that I want to buy this property. He said that this is too big, but I was very clear, if you don't grow, you die, and you don't choose death as an option. We purchased Goregaon in about 2001 from Novartis. We got 80 acres of this land parcel within Mumbai.
Soon, Oberoi Realty was not just building a township in Goregaon, it was also building a brand.
We got Jurong Town Corporation from Singapore to do our master layout. We were among the first developers to bring in international architects. We built an international school, we built a shopping mall, hotel, and then we built a lot of resi around it. We also built office towers. We believe that cities cannot be rebuilt, so we need to build a city within a city.
I think that he has been quite a trailblazer in the way that he has scoped his markets. What sets him apart is the fact that his company is so financially strong.
With an approximate market cap of 11,000 crore rupees, Oberoi Realty's success could be attributed to a simple strategy.
At Oberoi Realty, we live in the apartments that we build for other people in our own minds.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Vikas Oberoi. Brought up in a small town called Sambalpur in Orissa, Darshan Patel moved back to his native state of Gujarat to pursue his bachelor's degree in science and to eventually join his family's pharmaceutical business, Paras Pharmaceuticals.
I used to travel 40 days at a stretch. My grandfather used to tell my father, he has just married and he is not coming home. What the hell you are doing? Around 93, I learned the art of how to enter into consumer's mind. When I was traveling to Bombay at a Churchgate station, I was just behind a female compartment and I saw lots of crack feet, and that gave me an idea to launch crack, and within 3 months we realized it's a successful idea.
He went on to launch other successful brands like Live-On, H-Guard and Dermicool. Eventually, he left Paras in 2006 and started Vinny Cosmetics.
Within cosmetic, deodorant was a big category. So we launched 18 plus. Before 2011, we could have lost around 48 crore rupees. My limit was 50 crore rupees. So we conducted research. We found out there was one thing which used to come up, my can gets over very fast.
Based on this insight, Darshan Patel launched Fog in December 2011 with a simple advertisement.
I still remember my numbers. First month it was 150,000 cans. Second month it was 240,000 cans. Fourth month more than 1 million cans.
He approached any problem in a different way, and he come out with a simple solution.
Under his visionary leadership, in less than 2 years, Fog dethroned the market leader. Today, Vinny Cosmetics is the largest deodorant company in India, and the future looks even brighter.
Next 2-3 years, I would like to be crossing 1,000 crore turnover. For me, philosophy is differentiate or die. By this philosophy, I have created place for myself, and I will carry on this philosophy for a long time to come.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Darshan Patel. Born into an agricultural family in a small village in Kerala, MP Ramachandran's early life was filled with challenges.
I was taken to high school, about 4 kilometers away. So there is no other way but to walk. And in those days there was no chappal also, just run. Thereafter, in search of a job, I came to Mumbai. There I worked almost about 13-14 years. I had the opportunity of getting a lot of experience.
But as fate would have it, the company soon closed and he found himself looking for business opportunities.
I was wearing white dress right from my childhood, and I was washing my clothes in my childhood. Always to get the best whiteness, somehow it is inherent in my mind subconsciously. It was at that time I read one book. There was one sentence in that: nowadays specific dyes are being used for getting the most brilliant shade of whiteness. So that is why I started this Jyoti Laboratories Limited. First product was Ujala itself. So I had taken about 5 sales girls to sell it from house to house. By 2 years, I was not able to really get enough money for feeding my family. One day, that girl came out with an order of 1,000 pieces.
The demand for Ujala grew steadily, and in 1993, he made a bold decision of spending 36% of his revenue on advertising.
I had told him Sanjan Charlie, and he himself tried one drop falls, then how fast it spreads. He coined that jingle, Charbo Nomala. It is in 1997 we expanded the Ujala business to all over India.
Today, Jyoti Laboratories has 5,000 employees, 30 factories all across India, and a turnover of 2,000 crore rupees. But MP Ramachandran defines success differently.
What drives him is people around him being happy all the time.
It's not a greed for money. Joy of success, joy of growth. That is leading us. So that is the village values.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. MP Ramachandran. It was at the young age of 17 that Vivek Chand Sehgal began his enterprising career.
My grandfather was exporting silver. He said, from your college, if you could pick up the silver and take it to the airport, I'll give you 1 rupee a kilo commission. We started doing 2 to 3 tons per day. So I was suddenly a 17-year-old rolling in money. And my father then said, well, why don't you and your mother make a company? And he called the company Mother Son.
By 1976, when the silver boom was over, Vivek Chand Sehgal set up a wire factory.
Our fortunes really changed in 1983 when Maruti Suzuki came in. They started looking for wiring harnesses. The whole thing depended upon a T-connector. I sat down along with the tool maker overnight and got this made in hand molding. I went to Maruti and there was a Sikh gentleman. I could see his jaw drop. 7 days later, I had the joint venture in my hands.
Soon, Vivek Chand Sehgal started setting up new plants to meet the backlog of orders.
Maruti was needing a lot of components. We started doing plastic parts. We did a German joint venture for fuses. Then we had injection molding machines. We would do anything and everything. We were also trying to go outside India, acquiring companies. Until date, we've done 16 acquisitions, and each one of them has actually turned around very well. Motherson has 36 joint ventures today. We have grown something like close to 3,200 times from the day we went public. We closed at about 7.2 billion US last year. Our customers are to die for. They have complete trust in Motherson. They keep asking us to take over more and more companies so that they have consistency of quality supply. If you see a Porsche 911 or an Audi A6, A7, they're all carrying our interiors.
What drives him probably is that he believes that he got a chance and he wants to give chance to many others.
With over 200 plants, a presence in 26 countries, and a dedicated workforce of 84,000 people, Vivek Chand Sehgal's success lies in a simple mantra.
We in Motherson say, look for that reason that you want to do that business. There are 500 reasons to say no, but you have to find that one reason to say yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Vivek Chand Sehgal. Born and brought up in Mumbai, Rasay Shah never wanted to be an entrepreneur.
I come from a conventional Gujarati family. We used to convert paper into stationery books. And because I've seen my father working very hard, a lot of holidays, going in offices and factories and all, I always grew up saying, I don't want to do all this. I want to be a professional.
However, fate had other plans. And after spending a few years at ICICI Bank, he started Edelweiss Financial Services in 1996.
In the early days, there were only 3 of us. So initially when we started, our idea was that we'll be a category 1 investment bank, do IPOs and all that. And for that, you needed to have a capital base of 1 crore. So we had a little bit of savings. But ironically, as things happen always in life, the requirement for being category 1 was changed from 1 crore to 5 crores. So we started working on M&A and raising private equity capital for startup companies. For 3 years, we had no fee income.
Even as things started looking up, Rasay Shah was soon faced with a tough decision.
It was at that point that we said, is this enough? Or we should now use this as a platform to leapfrog into newer adjacent areas, and that is where we got into broking. And it was not easy again, because for the next couple of years the capital markets went through a downturn in India, but we were always clear that we wanted to build something for the long term. So every 5 or 6 years we have embarked on a new growth trajectory.
Today, the Edelweiss Group consists of 11 businesses ranging from asset reconstruction to life insurance, with 7,000 employees in 300 offices across India and an asset base of 35,000 crore rupees.
For me, what's been remarkable about him is the ability to look at situations and say, how do we make the most?
The world is fairly volatile, and if you want to keep pace with that, it requires some amount of being able to ask the right questions. And in Edelweiss, one of the things we believe, it's not the quality of answers, but it is the quality of the questions that you ask which will truly define you. If you see our slogan, we see ideas and values as the accelerator and brake in the company.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rasay Shah. Starting as a print journalist, specializing first in environmental and then political journalism, Uday Shankar's real calling lay elsewhere.
I was fascinated by TV. I still remember that when the Gulf War broke out, I rode a two-wheeler for a long distance to go and see how does it look like to watch a war on TV. It just went on forever. It worked on me. I just decided to quit my job. After a few years of struggle, found my feet in TV as a producer of current affairs content. I went and set up the 24-hour news channel in Hindi called Aaj Tak.
After being offered the opportunity to turn around Star News, the real challenge came when Uday Shankar moved to general entertainment in Star.
I had no experience in entertainment. When I did my first big show, didn't do well at all. But I realized that all my bosses were extremely comfortable with that. They just said, that's the nature of the beast. Some things work, some things don't work. I realized that I need to try out new things. I have the license.
With some bold decisions, Uday Shankar has grown the Star Group 6 times over, going beyond general entertainment into movies, sports and digital, and making it India's leading media and entertainment conglomerate.
We felt that the power of regional languages was going to be very big. So first expansion was going down to the regions. I also have been a big believer in the power of sports, and we've created sports which were part of the Indian heritage but had been forgotten, things like kabaddi. When we started working on Hotstar, this country was dismissed as a country which was not digitally ready. And we thought, let's just try and do something. And this country has surprised everybody. Huge amounts of content is being consumed digitally. Clearly, we spotted something ahead of the curve.
I think as India is evolving, he's also looking for a format that evolves with India evolving. And because he thinks like an owner, this kind of a model is quite congruent.
With 50 channels in 8 languages, today Star India reaches 650 million Indians every month.
Curiosity, talent and diversity. And if you deploy all this to create something of value for the larger society, it's a great business model.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Uday Shankar. Coming from an agricultural family, Samprada Singh wanted to become a doctor, while his brother B.N. Singh wanted to be a teacher. But fate had other plans for both of them.
I could not get in science college admission. I came to Patna. I started selling their umbrella for 2-3 months. First retail business he started in the name of National Pharmacy. After then he switched over to wholesale distribution business called Magad Pharma. At that time, my brother convinced me that I should join hands with him. We were one of the best distributors in Bihar, people of multinational companies. They suggested him that you and your brother have the capability of starting a new manufacturing company. So he took a very bold decision of shifting to Mumbai, and both of us came to Mumbai and started Alchem Laboratories.
But the early days of Alchem were not easy.
There were a lot of financial problems, but still I was very strong in that. We had no place to stay. We had no car. We had to move in the bus. One of the friends gave us 5,000 square feet at Kalina, where we kept our office, and we were getting our products manufactured in the factory of third party. In the year 1978, we set up our factory at Taloja.
When their Taloja unit shut down in the mid-80s due to labor union problems, Samprada Singh and B.N. Singh saw a unique opportunity in Daman.
We got the real breakthrough when we launched a product called Cefotaxime, a very important anti-infective product, and our brand name was Taxim. Friends in the industry were telling, you have decided to compete with a multinational company's product. Do you think your Taxim will get the support from the doctors? One of our strategies was we reduced the price of our product. Taxim for the first time in pharma industry became a product of 100 crores.
The success of Taxim turned around their fortunes, and then there was no looking back for Alchem.
Last year, Alchem was a company of around 5,000 crores. Alchem's products are going in almost 50 countries. Vision from the beginning was to make Alchem a global player.
My grandfather, he is this great dreamer. He will talk about things which would give results 10 years down the line. And Mr. B.N. Singh is number driven. So it's a very deadly combination.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Samprada Singh and Mr. B.N. Singh. Born to a farmer, Chandubhai Virani's entrepreneurial journey started in a rather unusual way.
मेरे फादर ने बहुत मेहनत करके वो सारी पूंजी हमको दिया था कि बच्चे कोई बिजनेस करे, तो राजकोट आए और कृषि के लिए फर्टिलाइजर लिया था. हम कोई इतने एक्सपीरियंस नहीं थे, तो हमारा बहुत बड़ा घाटा हो गया.
Afraid of his father's wrath, Chandubhai Virani never returned home from Rajkot.
तो एक तिनके की तरह हमको एक सिनेमा के अंदर सहारा मिला. पोस्टर लगाने जाते थे, टिकट विंडो पे बैठ जाते थे. अच्छी नौकरी की तो हमारे सेठ ने सिनेमा की कैंटीन का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दे दिया और चिप्स हमने स्मॉल लेवल से शुरू किया. पैसा जब लेने जाते थे तो वो बोलते इसमें डस्ट लग गई है, चेंज कर दो। हमको ऐसा लग रहा था कि हम भीख मांग रहे हैं। फिर हमको विचार आया कि क्वालिटी बनानी है।
Pledging everything, Chandubhai Virani decided to install an automatic plant to improve quality. But his challenges weren't over.
टेक्नोलॉजी में भी मुसीबत आई तो 6 महीना प्लांट नहीं चला तो हमने टेक्नोलॉजी के बारे में बहुत प्रैक्टिकल एक्सपीरियंस किया। तो समझो ये 6 महीने में तो हम इंजीनियर बन गए, ऐसा हो गया प्रैक्टिकल। वो प्लांट हमने शुरू किया। पहले हम 2 ही टेस्ट देते थे, मसाला और नमकीन। फिर हम हर 2-3 साल में एक टेस्ट रखते जाते हैं आज भी।
ये उसका एक हॉबी हो गया, वो अपने काम को ऐसे बर्डन नहीं लेते हैं, वही उसका सबसे बड़ी ताकत है।
Today, Balaji Wafers has a turnover of 1,400 crore rupees with 3 factories in Rajkot, Indore and Valsad. It is the 3rd largest sweet and savory snack brand in India and is a household name in 5 states across the country.
हमारा ये एक अंदर का सूत्र है कि एक छोटे से छोटा बच्चा है, उसकी मम्मी की मनी पॉकेट में से उसको एफर्ट होना चाहिए। यही है कि क्वालिटी देने के बाद उतना सस्ता देना है।
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chandubhai Virani.
Such exceptional stories, ladies and gentlemen. I think we can do better than that. Thank you very much. Come on. All right, now I'd like to welcome on stage, and it's an honor to do so, our guest of honor for the evening, the Honorable Minister of State with independent charge for power, coal, new and renewable energy. Please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for Shri Piyush Goyal to address us.
My good friend Rajiv Memani, Shri Kashi Memani ji, Baman, a lot of friends in the very elite and distinguished gathering this evening, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, let me wish you, on the auspicious occasion of Mahashivratri, a day when as my wife was teaching me in the morning when we were doing our prayers, we are celebrating Lord Shiva taking in all the wish, all the evil that is there on earth, that is there in the universe. And in some sense, it was resonating with the kind of work that this government has been, I don't know whether I can say ordained to do, but at least destined to do. And in all my work, Rajiv and his team have been an integral part. I call upon him at very short notice very often to help me navigate new ideas, help me navigate ideas which sometimes seem very difficult and impossible to work on, but very often turn out to be quite interesting, quite entrepreneurial. And in that sense, whether it was the private sector life that I led, or my own work for the last nearly 3 years as a minister, I think entrepreneurship defines the future. Entrepreneurship creates a new normal. And all the very distinguished persons who have been chosen for the awards this evening have demonstrated their ability to make a difference to the lives of people in this country, to make a difference to the destiny of this country. I must compliment all the distinguished persons whose story we just heard. In fact, while each story was very, very interesting, very encouraging, particularly the one we just saw at the end, of Balaji Wafers was truly very, very inspiring. My compliments to each and every one of you who has been selected this evening. And we shall of course await the final outcome of the decision of the jury. But to my mind, it's not material whether you finally get recognized for the award or you finally win the award. The very fact that you have made it until here, the very fact that you are worthy of that recognition, to be able to be a part of the final shortlist is by itself award enough. And I think it's really delightful to see new entrepreneurs, to hear about new companies, to hear about people or stories which probably in so many years we had not come across. It is very encouraging. It helps us to think for tomorrow and beyond. And I'm sure today's ceremony will once again inspire each one of these persons to excel in life, to go forward in life, to do even better in life. And I wish each one of them a very, very satisfying and successful journey in the years ahead. I've had a great relationship with Ernst & Young. I'm myself a chartered accountant. Primarily, it is a chartered accountancy firm. They call it the Big Four. And I'm under instructions of Rajiv Memani not to bash the chartered accountants and the Big Four too much. और मैंने उसको प्रॉमिस किया है कि भाई आपका नमक खा रहा हूं तो आपकी बात को सुनना पड़ेगा. But I think this is a profession which has the ability to play a very noble role as we go forward in meeting the aspirations of the people of India. While each one of us in our profession is surely doing our best, surely contributing to national well-being, national progress, I still feel very disappointed on more occasions than one about what is going on in this profession. And today we have a gathering where we have both industry, we have investors, we have people from my profession, chartered accountants, maybe other professions. And fortunately, we have a lot of spouses here today, which is why I'm venturing to suggest that the time has come when we in the profession and all the friends here from industry and other professions will have to reflect on what kind of a future we are going to leave behind for the next generation. As I can see, most of us in this room are on the wrong side of 50. And many of us would have children, the budding entrepreneurs of tomorrow, wanting to be in India, wanting to be a part of the beautiful growth story of India, desirous of emulating what they have learned in business schools or colleges all over the world, but yet disappointed with the way the world is, the business community or the business practices in India are carried out. And for all of us, it's a time to reflect, as the Honorable Finance Minister, Mr. Arun Jaitley says, whether we wish to be a part of the new normal or we wish to go back to the past. And this government is making a very serious effort to try and establish this new normal for posterity. In my own humble way, in the sectors under me, we were grappled with the challenge of sorting out a series of issues, starting particularly from the cancellation of the coal blocks. And we took each one of those challenges or so-called problems as an opportunity to bring about change in the way India will work in the future. If we can get rid of discretion from the Indian system, if we can encourage more and more people to join the national mainstream and the formal economy, we can truly do wonders for this nation. Just last night at about 2 o'clock, we concluded the first reverse bidding auction of wind power projects in this country. Traditionally, for several years, wind power has continued to be a product which has been purchased through a negotiated contract, through a feed-in tariff, determined based on some data that is provided to the regulators. And prices have varied in different parts of the country, anywhere between 5 and 6 or 7 rupees. I am factoring in also generation-based incentives, accelerated depreciation, income tax holidays, all the benefits without which, when I became a minister, I was told this industry just cannot flourish. Today, when we concluded the auction at 2 o'clock last night, we discovered a price of 3 rupees 46 paisa. And it's only my first auction, only 1,000 megawatt. There's a lot more to happen. Just the first auction, the first 1,000 megawatt has brought it down already to 346. And there's no generation-based incentive, there's no accelerated depreciation, there's no income tax holiday anymore. All of that is history. It only brings to mind what was happening all these years. Where was the rest of the money? Where was that arbitrage going for all these years? TP, you've been a part of that industry. What should I make out of that smile? Is it that, I'm sure technology may have been upgraded. I'm sure there must have been several reasons for this. I wouldn't say everything was due to corruption or everything was due to gaming the system. But I would think the fact that if we could get 346 on the very first auction clearly demonstrates that there is scope in several areas for improvement in the working of government, in the working of industry, in the working of business. And there, ladies and gentlemen, is where we need your help, where we need you to participate with government and see how together we can make this country a far richer country, where riches are not concentrated only in our hands, but riches truly go to serve the people of India, the poor of India, the socially and economically deprived sections of India. And that brings me to the role of chartered accountants. Very often we talk about corruption. Very often we hear about and I'm sure many of you may have also, in commenting about demonetization, probably mentioned that corruption levels have gone up post demonetization because the income tax officer has started asking for a larger bribe than what he was taking earlier. I've heard that from many friends of mine in business and industry. But at the end of the day, that bribe is being paid by somebody before that person can accept that bribe. After all, demonetization, while it has addressed the stock of money at that point of time, will surely have impact only when we can address the flow of generating black money in the future. And I'm sure all of us will agree that that begins with currency. It may move into real estate, it may move into gold, it may even move into other forms of assets. But it has to start from currency. And there, I would want to appeal to all of you distinguished ladies and gentlemen in this room. And I particularly mention the spouses because you are the influence on the next generation. It's the mothers of India who are going to teach the next generation what kind of work ethics they are going to carry forward in this country. And I would urge all of you to reflect, can we, as a nation, as a society, take it upon ourselves as a challenge, as a commitment, as our responsibility, that we will all participate in this effort to clean up the system, to provide level playing field for everybody, not to look for a favor, not to look for some benefit. And Rajiv, I'll talk also about all the consulting firms, all the chartered accountancy firms, all the chambers of commerce. You have FICCI, CII, PhD, ASSOCHAM, all coming up to you with long lists of demands, what needs to be done, what doesn't need to be done. Unfortunately, I don't find that sincerity in those demands which reflect national good. It's almost as if all of us have become pallbearers of a certain problem or a certain industry imperative for which we are all very, very concerned. So everybody who meets you today wants to see if he can get his GST rating down to 5% or 0 rating. I wonder what the revenue neutral rate will be if everybody was to be at 0 or 5%, or the merit good rate. But if all of us were to start reflecting on every one of our actions, if every chartered accountant, for instance, was to decide and take a pledge, and I appealed to Nilesh Shah when I went for his inauguration, the new president of the institute, that can every chartered accountant pledge that he will not bribe any officer, come what may, whatever the circumstances. He will not bribe an officer and he will meet the requirements of the income tax department honestly. And if that means paying some more taxes, get his clients to pay that tax. If everybody starts paying their taxes honestly, believe me, we can have lower income tax rates, lower GST rates, less harassment, we can reduce the discretion in the laws. Problem is actually after 3 years as a minister, I have also started thinking like a bureaucrat. So every file that comes to me, I have to put my devious cap on and think that how will people misuse and game this policy. And you'll be surprised, in this transparent auction of wind energy purchase, we had all the wind manufacturers, probably TP, you might have received that email also, sending out a mail to all the bidders, a word of caution, beware, be careful, don't bid too low. I could actually take them into Competition Commission or put a cartelization case on them for trying to suggest and scare bidders that, you know, GST may come in. Hell, if GST comes in, there's a tariff policy which says a change in law will be compensated with a commensurate tariff increase. But are we out here to try and scare honest competition? Are we out here to profiteer at the cost of the nation? I just wanted to leave this thought with all of you. And all of you put together reflect the brain's trust of this country. I think you can actually take this message across different sectors, different associations, and help the Prime Minister in his vision to try and make India a new country, a country where everybody gets equal opportunity. All these entrepreneurs can flourish in this country, and many, many more can come up with new ideas, new thoughts. After all, problems come up in life. But there's no problem which is impossible to solve. A problem is only a problem until we find the right solution to it. And today the nation is facing a problem, a lack of credibility, a lack of confidence, which all of us put together in this room can change. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the appeal I want to make to all of you. Let's all of us be a part of that change. Let's all of us contribute to this Herculean task to leave behind for the next generation a better place to live in, a better place to work in, a better place to serve society, so that all those teeming millions don't sleep with 2 square meals in a day, all those millions dying of hunger, malnourishment, even today, maybe not millions, but at least thousands, all those tribals deprived of basic amenities, 50 million people urging for an electric connection at affordable prices, the millions of women looking for a gas connection at home so they can save themselves from fumes of wood burning, all the young teeming millions looking for a job, looking for an opportunity to earn an honest day's living. All of them, ladies and gentlemen, are out there watching us as we take our businesses, our lives forward. All those millions of unorganized labor who very often don't get social security benefits, don't get health benefits, because we don't take care whether our contractors are paying them honest minimum wages and all the benefits that come with it. It's incumbent on all of us to participate in this effort. I appeal to all of you, reflect on this, think what you can do for the country, think how each one of these entrepreneurs and the role models that we have seen today encourage all of us also to run our companies well, run our businesses well, and become part of the bright future that awaits this country. I don't know, I think I've overspoken, but I thought I should take this opportunity to share my concerns about the future of India. And I do hope each one of you will take it in the right spirit. I wish all of you well. I hope you enjoy your dinner. And my compliments to all the award winners today and to the secret lifetime award winner, lifetime achievement award winner, whose name we are all yet to hear. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Shri Piyush Goyal, for joining us this evening, and thank you very much for staying back on stage. Yes, you're going to need a sip of water. Lots of work to do. Ladies and gentlemen, I request you for your help at this time while the course is being served. I shall now call on all 16 finalists onto stage for the felicitation ceremony and a group picture. So as they come up, please do keep the applause going. Save it, I'll let you know when. And to do the honors, can we have on stage once again our guest of honor, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman. Ma'am. Yes, please, could you come on stage, please? Mr. Rajiv Memani. Rajiv. Mr. Rajiv Memani. Rajiv, are you here? All the photographers are ready, but may I request the photographers to go down, please. And I'm going to start announcing the names one by one. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ram Gopal Agarwal, Dhanuka Agritech, in order of the names being called out, please. Mr. Ram Gopal Verma, Dhanuka Agritech. Mr. Vishwavira Ahuja of Rbl Bank. Sri Cements. R. Dinesh of TVS Logistics. Keep clapping, ladies and gentlemen. Abbey Ferrodia, Force Motors. Ajit Isaac of Quest Corp. Girish Malatra Bhutam, Freshdesk. Ravi Modi, Vedant Fashions, Manyavar. Unfortunately, Ravi couldn't join us this evening because of health concerns, and we wish him a speedy recovery. But on his behalf, we invite his better half, Mrs. Shilpi Modi, to join us on stage, please. Vikas Keep clapping, ladies and gentlemen. Darshan Patel, Vinny Cosmetics. M.P. Ramachandran, Jyoti Labs. Vivek Chand Segal of Mother-Son Swimming Systems. Rasay Shah, Edelweiss Financial Services. Uday Shankar, Star India. Samprada Singh and Basudhar Narayan Singh of Alchem Laboratories. Unfortunately, Samprada Singh couldn't join us, but I do welcome Basudhar Narayan Singh. And finally, Chandubai Virani of Balaji Workers. Let's hear it. you all. Let's have this wonderful group picture. And while we're giving one more round of applause, 16 finalists, ladies and gentlemen. Photographers are satisfied. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. You can take your seats now. Everyone. Yes, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could settle down, could you take your seats, please? Thank you very much. Photographers, have you got your pictures? It's a very, very important picture. Mil gaya sab? Very good. Thank you. Everybody needs to get their jobs done. Apna bhi lena do char. Koi baat nahi. Aisi koi baat nahi. All right, ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Before we go on to our first award for the evening, I'd like to, in my own small way, pay a tribute to these inspiring business minds who chose to be bold and choose to defy the odds and follow their dreams in their own way. So with your permission, and I hope I have it, with your permission, I'd like to pay tribute to these people who are doing things their own way, with the rendition of my favorite song, My Way. I hope that's okay with you. Thank you. And now the industry, so I face the final crisis. My friends, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I am certain. I've lived a life that's full, I've traveled each and every highway, and my then again, to feed the nation, I did what I had to do, and saw it through without exemption. I prayed each careful step along the byway, and my sure you do when I beat off could see what I ate it up, spit it out. I faced the wall, and I stood tall, and I've walked and cried. I've had my fill, my share of losing, and now as tears subside, I find it all so amusing to think I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way. What has he done? If not himself, then he has not to say the things he truly feels. Another way. The shows I did not play. Thank you very much. All right, I'm so sorry, ma'am, sir, Mr. Goyal, ma'am, I will be disturbing your dinner once again. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to start our very first set of awards, and this is a very, very special one. So I need your attention. Not yet, ma'am, I'll let you know. I'm so sorry, Piyushji. Anyway, you might as well. Yeah, I'm sorry. You must go back. You must go back. Tell me when you're done, and then we'll invite you on stage. The Lifetime Achievement Award. And Lifetime Achievement Award is conferred in recognition of a lifetime of entrepreneurial achievement that encompasses the ideals of entrepreneurial ambition and activity. So, this evening we honor one such outstanding personality who has not only driven the growth of his own organization for decades, but also created a reputed global brand. So, while you have your dinner, I'd like to now request jury member Mrs. Renuka Ramnath, Managing Director.
Good evening. The winner of the E&Y Lifetime Achievement Award is a visionary who has laid the foundation for a progressive and inclusive India. His enthusiasm for nation building and optimism for our country's growth is palpable from the number of initiatives he is associated with to further our country's digital agenda. I request all of you to put your hands together for a very loud round of applause for the one and only one, Nandan Nilakini.
Yes. gentlemen, unfortunately, Mr. Nandan Nilakini could not join us this evening, but we do have a message from him. Let's have a look.
It's a great privilege and honor to be selected for the Ernst & Young Lifetime Achievement Award. I'm deeply sorry that I'm not able to come here personally to receive this award, but let me assure you that this is an award which I value deeply, and I'm very grateful to the jury, and I commit to continuing to do my work in a way befitting this award. Thank you once again, and good night.
Let's hear it for Mr. Nandan Nilakini, ladies and gentlemen. A round of thunderous applause and inspiration. Ma'am, I'd request you to stay on stage, and this time, I think, if the course is done, then we will require you and yours on stage then. Ma'am, sir, both of you, please. And Rajiv, please, could you escort them to the stage? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sorry, ma'am. You arrange for dessert, maybe. All right, moving on to the next award. They live by the anthem of Carpe Diem, seize the day. They have the ideas and the courage to take the risks and are leading us boldly into the future. Their time is definitely now. Thus, this first category of the evening is, ladies and gentlemen, bear with me. Allow me to show you what the first category is. Bear with me. You got it right. Startups, ladies and gentlemen, startups. It just takes 2 words to launch an entrepreneurial journey. And those 2 words are, you're fired. With that being said, I'd like to request Renika to please read out the citation and announce the winner.
Can I? Okay. Coming from the venture capital and private equity industry, I feel particularly honored that I have the opportunity to read the citation for the Startup Award this evening, and thank you, Rajiv, for giving me that opportunity. In just 2 years of pressing the nozzle of his maiden entrepreneurial venture, he successfully created a mass market brand in a product category hitherto popular with more evolved
branding and CEO of Consumer Insights. We all see your advertisements every day. The new advertisements we are seeing of fog being the wedding gift. So please tell me, how do you read the pulse of consumer? What gives you the consumer conviction to create such a phenomenal story in such a short time?
I keep on going to consumer again and again, and I go and share my idea with them. I share 10 ideas out of 10. If they select 1 or 2, we just go and make our advertising basis on those ideas.
Thank you so much, Darshan Bhai. Congratulations.
Let's hear it, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, our next award is in recognition of those individuals who are empowering all of us across the length and breadth of this nation, especially in these times where the general consensus is that no individual should feel alienated, especially geographically disadvantaged. Allow me to show you. The next category. Bear with me. All right. That's right, the Financial Services Award. And there's a tectonic shift happening in the sector with several disruptive yet positive advances. And the finalists in this category are not only moving with it, they are way, way ahead. I request Ma'am Renuka to please read out the citation and announce the proud winner in this category.
Our winner in the financial services category has redefined his market to add new segments of customers with differentiated services, while repositioning the brand and energizing his workforce. He has also strengthened the balance sheet of what was once a small regional entity and now stands out as a full-service New Age bank with a national footprint. No prizes for the guests. This is our best friend, Mr. Vishwavir Ahuja.
Let's hear it, this is Ahuja. Come on, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, so I have a quick question for Vishwir. I know him very well, so I can tell you, I think with his personal humility, with his ability of building trust, one of the things he has done, he has taken a 70-year-old bank and he has got trust in the people. He has built a fantastic story and he has ensured that this bank, which is an old state bank, has become, professionally managed, technologically savvy, and has an entire mapping around India. So Vishwavir, my question to you is really, amongst all this, what was the most satisfying for you? And what makes you believe that what was your biggest thing that really made the difference?
I think the greatest, if I may say, learning and achievement was the fact that was to basically, include everybody. Internal inclusion in terms of carrying people with us. We had an old institution and we had to change their mindset. We carried every individual in the bank, the unions, the other colleagues along with us. And we made the motto of the bank financial inclusion. That we will now serve the masses and make a meaningful impact on people's lives and society. At the same time, build a very financially credible, viable, successful business out of it. And I think before the national mandate and all of that has happened to this country, which is fabulous. I think we were 3 years ahead of time. We started doing this 6 years ago. And today, I think we are at one of the front runners in this space. So I would say inclusion. That's the key.
Thank you so much, Vishwavir. Wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Congratulations, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, our next category recognizes entrepreneurs who, through their innovative solutions, products and strategies, provide consumers with a plethora of options to choose from, with the core mantra of service with a smile. But let me see if this one works. Plane coming. Do be careful, Mr. Groh. I think it's only fair we give a round of applause to the guys who did this animation. I think worked very hard for it. It's very sweet. Sorry. It's very hard to please Delhi. Yeah, no, they're wonderful. Yeah. So, the services category honors those who are rewriting the way customer interactions are taking place with a focus on creating customer delight. And now that I'm in the company of entrepreneurs, let me reveal the secret that you beautiful minds have been keeping under your lock and key, the secret to becoming a successful entrepreneur. All right, ma'am.
This is again a very interesting category of reimagining the logistics business. The winner of this category is a fourth generation entrepreneur who chose a path distinct from his family business. His ambition to be a large global player has led to as many as 14 acquisitions in recent years. Today, his is the only integrated logistics solutions provider from India with customers in over 50 countries. His ability to seize new opportunities, engage with people, and partner and quest for continuous improvement are seen as the key drivers of his success. Please put your hands together for a very loud round of applause for this outstanding entrepreneur from the south of India, Mr. R. Dinesh, TVS Logistics.
Rajiv, I believe you have a question for Mr. Dinesh.
Yeah, Bowman, before I ask the question, I think I must compliment you. The song was fantastic. It was really, really outstanding. I can know when someone speaks from the heart, and I think you, I 100% know you sang from the heart, and I think it represents what entrepreneurs think about. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
So Dinesh, again, please. I think you belong, I think for a lot of people who don't know Dinesh, he's part of the TVS family, which is probably one of the most conservative, one of the most prominent South Indian business families. So what prompted you, Dinesh, to move out, do something different and create something different? And also, knowing some of the logistics companies here, what prompted you to go global so early in your life?
I think two reasons. One was that I felt that we had to recreate or create a business which was very different. And also, we had an internal challenge in the family to say, can we recreate the size of TVS? And I'm glad to say when we started, we were 2 billion and we are close to half of that size in just this business alone. But I think more important was what one of my advisors, Tarun Khanna, told me. So he said, you have to decide whether you're going to add to the brand or you're going to live on the brand. So when I looked at this business, the opportunity for us was genuinely to build a global brand is what I believe. The capabilities had to be got from overseas, and that's why we went overseas rather than just looking at India. But still India is our home base, and we believe that whatever capabilities we have got, we can deploy here, and that's why we looked at overseas. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. A big round of applause, Dinesh. Thank you, Renuka. Thank you very much for conducting and doing the honors so elegantly. Thank you so much. And now I'd request jury member, Mr. Subodh Bhargava, Chairman, Tata Communications, to please join us on stage for the next set of awards, sir. Our next category recognizes individuals who are providing revolutionary solutions and services that empower us all, from frontline healthcare professionals to consumers at home. In flexing their entrepreneurial muscle, these innovative businesses leaders are truly shaping the future. Now, how are they shaping the future? Shall I announce it or shall I show you? I think I'm going to show you. Are we ready? Hello. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, our next category is life sciences and healthcare. We walk, talk, and work better thanks to their work. Life sciences and healthcare is critical in building a wellness society. And speaking of healthcare, I once heard of a joke about amnesia. I forget how it goes. Anyway, I request Subodh to please read out the citation and announce the winner. Sir.
Sure. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. In the intensely competitive world of Indian pharma, the winners this year have achieved market leadership in several segments on the back of strong research and development. Not only that, they have earned very high respect in the industry for bringing quality, affordable health care to the deep rural parts of the country. This winning duo is also becoming a force now to reckon with globally. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the winners, Mr. Sampadara Singh and Mr. Basudev Narayan Singh for Life Science and Healthcare Award.
Come on, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for them. That's right. That's right. What a proud moment. Please, Rajiv.
Okay. You have been you started your life as a big landowner, as a landowner in Bihar. Yes. And then you moved to Bombay and you created one of the most finest pharmaceutical companies in Mumbai. So what is your message to a lot of people who are in different parts of India like Bihar or other places and create something from nothing, coming from rural India and others and going to Bombay and creating one of the most amazing companies?
True. Me and my elder brother, Mr. Samprada Singh, who is the chairman emeritus of Alchem, we started our business with a small means, with a sheer capital of 5 lakhs rupees. But what we had was the determination and a desire to make Alchem a great company. So I feel that if somebody has the resolution, a keen desire, and is prepared to work hard, and is lucky to get a good team of committed people, one can perform. And that is, we have started in a small way, but today we have come up in a big way because of the contribution from our people and because of ambition.
Thank you so much. Wish you all the very best.
Thank you, sir. What a wonderful moment, ladies and gentlemen. A big, huge round of applause. No, not at all. Moving on to our next category. Certain studies suggest that in India, this sector has the potential to touch $1 trillion US by 2025. And for those who do not understand what $1 trillion is, let me explain it to you. Too many zeros, sorry, unpronounceable zeros. There is a potential for this sector to account for 25 to 30% of the country's GDP and create up to 90 million domestic jobs. Speaking about, I think you've guessed. No, you haven't guessed? I'm having a good time doing this. Let me show you. Yeah! Pretty innovative, I must say. Giving me a six-pack, actually. Don't worry. Yeah. That's right, you guessed it. The next category is manufacturing. The unique concepts resonate across the world while they bring to life the spirit of Make in India initiative right here at home, and they make us proud and put the mojo back into the markets. For those who don't know what mojo is, it's only 2 zeros in it. This award applauds these growth makers. So I'd request Subodh to please read out the citation and announce the proud winner.
We hope that this recognition and this award will motivate many of the entrepreneurs sitting here to contribute to the Make in India project of our country and our Prime Minister. This award, this resolute second-generation entrepreneur has not only rapidly built a scale and turned around the business with pioneering technical innovations, but has also managed to build a strong differentiation in the industry by achieving highest operational efficiency and global competitiveness. He has constantly set new benchmarks and has emerged as one of the most valuable industry players, earning him the respect of peers and stakeholders alike. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. Hari Mohan Bangor for awarding manufacturing sector.
Pankaj, congratulations. So I have one question, and I know a little bit. I know a little bit about your competitors and your players and other players in this market. But aapne, right from the last 15 years, people have always aspired and ensured that in a very traditional industry, how you have always maintained to be the most competitive, both in terms of cost, in terms of pricing and other things. So how have you achieved that?
Doing things very naturally and giving chances to the senior executives, to junior people, everyone to become an entrepreneur in himself. If everybody works as if they own the company, things will be easy. I would like to tell a small story. If somebody is making a mason and you say them what you are doing, if somebody is saying I am putting bricks on bricks, one type of work. He is making a wall, second type of work. If he says I am building a temple, job done. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Well said. Well, wonderful words. Congratulations, sir. All right then. Moving on to our next category. It truly has what it takes to survive in this wildly competitive market and to deliver quality, all of which translates into some awesome retail therapy for all of us. So next category, let me show you. I'm enjoying this very much. That's right, the consumer products and retail entrepreneurs have gone above and beyond to exceed customer expectations. And on that note, I'd request Subodh, sir, if you could please read out the citation and announce the proud winner.
I suppose this is the most awaited award, the retail consumer products. This award goes to an individual who started small, but did not let his modest beginnings temper his ambitions. He outlasted the tough times with a strong sense of self-belief and an abiding focus on the platforms of quality, authentic Indian flavors, and the right price-value proposition, attributes which have helped him emerge as the market leader in every region of this country where he has set foot, and at the same time also become the most profitable player in the market. I was surprised that either at the drinks or at the table, there were no Balaji wafers, but the winner, you guessed, is Chandubhai Virani in the category of consumer products.
And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, just to share a little insight into Mr. Baman Irani's past, he started his career selling potato wafers.
Wow.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Come on.
चंदू भाई, आपने 1500 करोड़ की कंपनी बनाई और मैं जानता हूं कि आप बहुत सारे बड़े बड़े मल्टीनेशनल कंपटीटर्स के साथ जाते हैं। मैं जब भी बॉम्बे जाता हूं और मैं अगर मीटिंग में जा रहा होता हूं और लंच करने का टाइम नहीं होता है, मैं अपने ड्राइवर को बोलता हूं कि यार मेरे लिए पोटैटो चिप्स रास्ते में ले आना, तो हरदम बालाजी के लाता है। तो बोलता है, मैंने बोला यार तू बालाजी के क्यों लाता है? तो बोलता है कि इसमें साहब उतने पैसा लगता है पर 1.5 गुना मिलता है। आपने हर एक जगह सबके चक्के छुड़ाए हैं, बड़ी प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी भी रखी है और 1 रुपया आपने एडवर्टाइजिंग का नहीं खर्चा किया है। मैं आपके ओवरहेड परसेंटेज भी जानता हूं, बाकी के कंपेयर्ड मैं बोलूंगा नहीं वो, पर ऐसा क्या है जो आप सक्सेस कैप्चर करते हैं बिना एडवर्टाइजिंग में खर्चा किए, बिना कुछ किए? बट आई नो उदय विल नॉट लाइक इट, बट बिना एडवर्टाइजिंग में खर्चा किए, बिना कुछ किए आप इतनी बड़ी कंपनी आपने बना ली है।
ये खाने की चीज है, जो माँ हमको खिलाती है वो दिल से खिलाती है, उसको उसमें पैसा नहीं दिखता। तो हम एक इंसान है, बिजनेसमैन नहीं है। हमको अच्छा इंसान बनना है। बिजनेसमैन बन के पैसा नहीं कमाना है। पैसा पैसा कब तक रहेगा? इंसानियत हमारे साथ हमारे बाद भी रहेगी। मैं एक छोटा इंसान था, लोग जुड़ते गए, लोगों की नज़रों में मैं एक बिजनेसमैन बन गया। मैं तो एक अच्छा इंसान हूँ। तो ये दिल की बात होती है। हम दिल से चीज़ बनाते हैं, दिल से खिलाते हैं। यही एक हमारी इंसानियत है। इंसान के साथ लाखों करोड़ों लोग जुड़े हैं, विश्वास से जुड़े हैं, वही एक बालाजी है। बस, थैंक यू।
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Inspiring, simply put, but such inspiring words, sir. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, move on to our next category for the evening. It's time for the brick and mortar giants to be felicitated. So presenting, allow me. Yes, that's right, real estate and infrastructure. This category recognizes individuals who have articulated a brilliant dream and flawlessly implemented the strategies necessary to make it a reality. They are quite literally paving the way for smarter homes, cities, and a future-ready nation. May I request the board, sir, to please read out the citation and present your
Ladies and gentlemen, infrastructure continues to be the buzzword. Demonetization and real estate have been talked and written about a lot. Somewhat down and under. But this winner has proved that prudence and luxury can make for a powerful combination. With his vision of transforming real estate into destination development, he has built a strong brand through a sharp focus on execution, quality, and customer delight. Even in a sluggish real estate market, valued real estate companies in India. May I invite Mr. Vikas Oberoi to receive this award.
If we could keep the applause going, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi Vicky, I'll just have a very quick question. I know you helped a lot of people, a lot of people who want to buy homes. You've helped them fulfill their dreams of a home. Who helped you achieve your dreams? Who fulfilled your dreams? And more importantly, with regulatory changes, demonetization and whatever else, your industry is going through a lot of change. So how are you aspiring, and I think both the questions are related, how are you aspiring to meet customer excellence and what people are looking at from the real estate industry? How are you evolving and changing?
So a friend of mine had told me that if you happen to be on stage, be careful of Rajiv Menon. Let me first begin by thanking the jury for actually having the courage to pick a developer for an award like that, So, okay, so who helped me build what? Okay, so okay. No, I mean, I first need to thank my parents, without whom I wouldn't have been here. Of course, we have a great team. We also have our family supporting us and all our colleagues, friends who are here as well. So there are many people to thank. I wouldn't like to take any individual names. And with regards to demonetization, I would say that probably this is the best thing ever happened for our industry. Companies like ours that are listed who operate in full check. I think this was like a boon. I want to thank the present government and their vision to really bring this entire economy into, so thank you again.
Thank you. Many congratulations.
Thank you so much, Vicky. They're going to play this on CNBC. Okay.
Congratulations, Oberoi. Thank you very much for conducting this segment. And now I request the jury member A. Reliance, Executive Chairman, Muruga Power Group, to please join us on stage for the next set of awards. So, moving on, it's time for our next category for the evening. The category recognizes transformational leaders who are creating great value for their businesses and stakeholders with their sharp insights and bold decision-making. With the unique ability to balance optimism with prudence, they find order in chaos while delivering on the organization goals with a sense of deep purpose. So I have to go there. I'm sorry. Okay. Abracadabra, nothing happened. Yeah. Okay, swing it around. All right. The man of many hats, the Entrepreneurial CEO Award. Now, just how important the role of the CEO is. Alexander the Great once said, I am not afraid of an army of lions led by a sheep, but I am afraid of an army of sheep led by a lion. So may I now request Mr. A. Velan to please read out the citation and announce the award.
Friends with a background in journalism, he seemed an unconventional choice to be a CEO of a global media corporation. But his deep curiosity, disruptive thinking, and restless sense of pace sparked off a series of bold moves across digital platforms, regional entertainment, sports leagues, and differentiated content, which resonates with different and varied audiences. And all this has helped make his organization the undisputed market leader in India's entertainment sector. Please put your hands together to congratulate Mr. Uday Shankar, Entrepreneurial CEO of the Year.
Please. I think a lot of people, when people work for multinational companies, a lot of times we don't realize the impact that they've made. But the impact that Uday has made, I mean, if anyone was to look at the global research reports of Star, one will realize the impact that Uday has made globally, from India on Star. And I think he has launched a lot of new platforms, whether it is sports, whether it's kabaddi, whether it's cricket, irrespective of how India did today, but whether it's cricket and everything else. But the question Uday is, how do you get, and I know for people who follow media industry, these bets are like a $500 million bet, a $1 billion bet, a $2 billion bet, a $100 billion bet. How do you create this conviction amongst your shareholders overseas? And I know that you're part of the core group now. How do you ensure taking these new bets, bold bets, and creating the conviction? What gives you the conviction?
The conviction is not internal. The conviction comes from the society, the world, and the country that you live in. And as far as convincing the shareholders is concerned, I had to do just one thing, to convince them about the possibilities and potential of India. Once they got convinced of the potential of India, the rest of it followed. I'm also lucky to work for a very entrepreneurial company where the entrepreneur's genes, the promoter's genes themselves, are about taking risks on, as he says, in a country where there is power of democracy and 1 billion people. So it all boils down to the promise that my company sees in India, and that's what we have been able to harness.
Thank you very much. All the power to you.
Thank you. Sir.
Just a comment, at least he doesn't rely on the report.
I think Piyush was holding himself back for a long time.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, for our next award, I'd like to invite on stage Zareen Darwala, Chief Executive Officer, India, Standard Chartered Bank, to join us. Thank you, Zareen. Aoji. So we have at least 2 Parsis in the hall now. Kamshoji. Okay, our next category recognizes those who have chosen to step out of their comfort zone, those who have adapted their business models in order to stay relevant in these ever-changing times, while also preparing for the future. They are the true agents of change, actually. And the category I'm talking about, I refuse to tell you. I'm going to show you. All right. Not bad. That doesn't look good. That looks better. In fact, there was this old entrepreneur who refused to transform, and here's what he told his grandchildren. I started out with nothing, and after all these years, that's all I'm left with. With that being said, I request Mr. A. Velan to read out the citation and announce the winner.
Friends, this individual has transformed a 60-year-old family business into a fast growth market leader in automotive products. Big investments in modern plants and products, a network expansion, entry into new businesses and partnerships with global industry leaders has enabled him to become a strong force which has created tremendous value for his shareholders. I have pleasure in welcoming my good old friend but transformator in this area, Mr. Abbey Ferrodia.
Let's hear it, Mr. Ferrodia. Ladies and gentlemen, keep the applause going.
So, Mr. Ferrodia, you have been involved with some iconic brands, whether it's Luna, whether it's Kinetic, whether it's MAN, whether it's Matador. How do you manage to constantly and so successfully reinvent businesses and brand?
Necessity is the mother of invention. And if you are put in a situation where your business has to change in order to survive, then you innovate. And that innovation is what led to the development of the Luna moped 50 years ago and the invention of the tracks and the mini door. So we created these products because it was necessary on the one hand, and on the other hand, it was very much in keeping with the DNA of our company. My father started this business not just to make money, but in order to create products which are relevant for India. For the common man, he was the inventor of the auto rickshaw. The word auto rickshaw was coined by him. The word tempo came from our company. So these products which serve common people were innovated in our company, and we created the team, the infrastructure, the technology. What we could do by ourselves, we did. What we couldn't, we took from others. We have been lucky to have had very good technology partners. We worked at it. And that's the way we have survived in this industry. The automobile industry, the world's most mature and the largest industry. It's not easy for a small company like ours to compete with big companies, but you do it by being innovative, by finding niches in which you can play. And in those niches, you better be good. Otherwise, it's not possible to remain relevant. And that is the way we have done it. The latest thing that we did was to transform our management. I stepped back, I let my son take over, and we saw to it that he has with him a young, qualified, energetic, technically capable team, not glamorous people, but people who work hard. And that is the way we have done what we have done. I'm very happy that the young people are succeeding, and I'm getting the credit for it, but actually it is their success.
There you go.
Wish you all the very best. Thanks.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Congratulations. Zareen, thank you very, very much for being here. Big hand for Zareen too, please, ladies and gentlemen. Very few Parsis left on this planet. Only 69,000. And they're worried about the tiger, if you please. Ladies and gentlemen, on the Starfield night, we've reached a truly supernova moment This is the one we've all been waiting for. There are few who dare to go where few have been before. They are bold visionaries. They are filled with self-belief and fortitude. And I'm talking about, this is the last one. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm talking about the EY Entrepreneur of the Year Award 2016. This award recognizes visionaries who seek to manifest their ideas, moving the economy forward and creating good in the community and, most importantly, the nation. The recipient of this most prestigious award joins a great list of luminaries, ladies and gentlemen. I now request Mr. Rbl to read out this citation and invite the winner on stage.
It gives me great pleasure to read out the citation about this exceptional person. It has been a journey of more than 4 decades for this exceptional entrepreneur, and he has traversed it at a breakneck pace. His gritty resolve has achieved global market leadership and has demonstrated to the world that an Indian enterprise is second to none. His unparalleled attention to delivering value for customers and a relentless focus on quality at the same time and teaming up has been his mantra. From a very humble beginning, he continues to be aggressively expanding with strategic investments across the globe. Largely recommended by his own customers. Today, the business spans 26 countries, 6 continents, 200 facilities, and friends, 84,000 people. His vision to create a strong global market leader has driven him to spot opportunities where others only saw adversity. With more than 18 acquisitions, 25 joint ventures in the last 15 years, the business is truly a global one. This phenomenal growth has been accompanied with a tremendous value creation. A return on equity on a consolidated basis is pegged at about 27% and is targeted to grow to 40% by the year 2020. Friends, his vision is to achieve revenue of 26 billion by the year 2020, with annual revenue of more than 7.2 billion today. He is the undisputed market leader and leads India's charge in the global auto component industry. He is none other than Mr. Vivek Chand Sehgal. Welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, Uday Shankar.
Whoa. First of all, Your Excellencies, Rajiv, the team at EY, I'm very grateful to the jury.
for picking me up. It's a very heavy task, I can tell you that. But I think one never knows what the journey is, but the thing is that to be recognized by your peers, I'm very, very grateful. I'm first and foremost very grateful to my mother. My mother is not here, but she's working upstairs. So probably that's why I'm here today. And I'm extremely grateful to an amazing team. I have an unbelievable team. A lot of people say it just because they have to, but really, if we manage so many plants, so many companies, so many joint ventures, we do acquisitions which will frighten the living daylights out of people. It's only because of an amazing team at Motherson. So guys, this is for you.
Wonderful.
I don't really know what I'm supposed to say. I'm better at answering questions, but it's an amazing journey of 42 years. I started when I was 18. I didn't have much of education and things like that. I just sort of worked it out from day one and never looked back. And I think the only message I would like to give you is there are 500 reasons why you shouldn't do it, but there is one reason why you should. Figure that out and you'll make it. Thank you very much.
So I request you to stay on stage, please. Friends, a little ode to our winner and all our finalists. No dream is so distant that it can't be chased. No bar is so high that it can't be raised. Innovation is the arrow, success the prize. What flows here is the spirit of enterprise. Ladies and gentlemen, our winner will now be representing India at the EY World Entrepreneur of the Year 2017 in Monte Carlo. With that, it's time for the celebratory toast. And could we have all the finalists and all the winners to join us on stage to raise a toast? Come, all the finalists and all the winners. And this will be quite a photograph, I would imagine. All right, while all the gentlemen and ladies are getting onto the stage, could we have some champagne magnums and some nice champagne flutes? Come on, ladies and gentlemen, this is a celebratory toast. Let's hear it for all our winners when they raise the glasses. Pass it around. Haji.
With stars in their eyes,
absolutely.
they reach higher.
Thank you. I noticed that too, but I didn't dare announce it. Why don't you say it?
In their hearts, there is fire. Coming. They dream bigger.
I hope all of you noticed that the maximum winners are from Mumbai, Maharashtra and Gujarat.
They shine like the dawning of the sun. Entrepreneurs burning bright.
Come on, ladies and gentlemen, for the last time while they raise their glasses.
Change the world.
Let's hear from him. And please notice how the not been given a glass. What's the reason behind that? Thank you.
Celebrate, got a vision of so great. Celebrate all they have done. They have reached a further far. Celebrate their victory. This is the moment of glory, making life so rich, so full for everyone. This is where they begin their journey. Soon the world they will hold in their hands. Overland and overseas.
Do catch the exclusive telecast of the EOI Awards on CNBC TV 18 at 6 p.m. on the 2nd of March. Also, do watch out for the 4-part series Passion to Win, looking back at the entrepreneurial journey of this evening's winners. Also, please join the live conversation on Twitter by following the EY India Twitter handle and using hashtag EOI India 2016. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we come to an end to this beautiful evening, and I dare say the third time has truly been a memorable evening for me, and I hope you've also had a good time as well. I would like to thank our guests of honor, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman and Shri Piyush Goyal, for being here with us this evening. We'd like to thank Standard Chartered, our sponsor, for their support in making this celebration of entrepreneurship a huge, huge success. Thank you everyone for joining us. Good night. Get home safely. God bless. Keep the ideas flowing. Thank you.